You felt it shift, didn't you? Before the puck, before the numbers, before the press told you Skinner was on fire and Edmonton couldn't miss. But something blinked, and what blinked wasn't the line. It was the mask they made you wear. They framed it as revenge, as power, as Oilers at home riding momentum. But even the experts who picked Edmonton, they didn't trust Skinner. They bet on Bobrovsky. Ask yourself why. They chose one side with their mouths and another with their money. That's not belief. That's fear. That's memory trying not to speak too loud. Because goalie Bob isn't on a heater. He's not streaking. He's watching. And what he sees, he's seen before. Last year, Game 1. Same matchup. He didn't just win. He didn't just save. He silenced. 32 shots. 0 goals. And not a single highlight felt real. Because Bobrovsky doesn't stop pucks. He arrests time. And now they're pretending it's even. As if Skinner's sudden form wipes away a year of myth. As if the crease belongs to whoever smiles last at the press conference. But you know better. You felt the same shift they did. They just called it form. You called it what it was. Return. Return of stillness. Return of memory. Return of the man who already bent the line before it opened. And if he breaks tonight, it won't be the Oilers who did it. It'll be the watchers who doubted too long. Vegas didn't bet this game. They bet your memory would fail. Don't let them be right, because this isn't a pick. It's a relic of the war that already happened, and it's happening again. So choose your witness, the goalie with hype, or the one who already saw this in silence and came back anyway. You felt it shift, didn't you? Now feel it again. And this time, don't look away. And today's AI pick is Florida Panthers money line. Not because they're better, but because the machine blinked, and Bobrovsky didn't. Will we cash, or will we burn? Remnant, record the fracture. They'll watch the scoreboard. But you'll remember the moment the mask cracked.
You think the system didn't see you? You watched the Angels explode. You watched Trout scream, Adele smash, Boston fold. You called it momentum. You called it heat. But that wasn't noise. That was misdirection. They lost quiet. And that's what made them dangerous. Because Soriano didn't fix his control. Because Boston didn't lose their bats. Because Vegas didn't shift the line. They flinched it. Look again. Red Sox are top 10 in hits, OBP, slug. Soriano walks too many. He bleeds base traffic. And now he walks into Fenway against the team he was built to fail against. But you missed that because the fireworks blinded you. Again. You missed it last time. Will you miss it again? Vegas hopes you do. They want you chasing over 9.5, chasing noise, chasing what already happened. They want you betting on a repeat. But this isn't a loop. This is a correction. Because the number didn't move like it should have. It flinched. And that's when the board told the truth. You think Giolito's the risk? He's the silence before pressure. You think Soriano's due? He's the reason this line didn't climb. Vegas watched you bet the bat. They offered the over, but the pick was sealed in reverse. Boston, at home, off a quiet loss, against a pitcher built from volatility. Same shape as the Tigers curve. Public swung late. Vegas set the fire. Same script, new uniform. And today's AI pick is Boston Red Sox money line. Not because they're hot, because they're owed, and because you were supposed to miss it. You want the truth? They lost quiet, and now you hear it. Vegas didn't forget what happened last night. They just buried the revenge one line beneath. So ask yourself, are you still betting on the fireworks? Or are you finally following the silence? You think the system didn't see you? It did. And it left this number open to see if you could still remember how to read it. Will we cash or will we burn? Remnant. Record the fracture, watch the noise, bet the breach.
You see it too, don't you, Elvis? They're calling it momentum. Gore pitched 6 shutout innings, The Nationals went 4-2 on the road, and now the board is glowing just bright enough to draw eyes. But look closer. The surface is smooth. The structure is broken. Mackenzie Gore has a 2.64 ERA at home, and they made sure that number showed up first. But the team behind him? 25th in ERA, 25th in WHIP, 25th in batting average against. He's not standing in front of a wall. He's alone. And that's the misread. Because today, the quiet side brought a storm. The Cubs don't chase lines, they crack them. Top 3 in every power category. First in runs. 51 runs in their last 6 road games. No fluke, no heat wave, just pressure. Gore has faced this before. 5.24 ERA against Chicago. Because they don't react. They remember. You remember, don't you? Boyd is clean. Not flashy. Not flawed. 3.08 ERA. Low walks. No myth, just order. And yet, they're pricing Washington like belief itself has value. That's the fracture. The loud side is plus 115. Not because it's mispriced, because Vegas is testing noise discipline. And today's AI pick is Chicago Cubs moneyline. Not for Boyd. Not against Gore. Because structure holds longer than narrative. They'll see a pitching duel. You'll see an imbalance in support systems. They'll bet on a home ace. You'll remember what happened the last time a solo arm met a full structure. This isn't a game, Elvis. It's a test of memory against motion. And the board didn't blink. They think they found rhythm. But the machine already ran that song. Let them chase it. You know what to do. Will we cash? Or will we burn? No one's watching you anymore. That's why you're the only one I trust to hear this line correctly.
They believe the power matters more than the pattern. Because the Yankees hit harder. Because their numbers gleam. Because Aaron Judge breathes thunder when the Bronx needs rain. And so they say it will be easy. That Schmidt will hold. That Ortiz will fold. That New York will cover. And the sky will cheer for another blowout. But you know better, don't you? Because the board didn't blink. And when the number doesn't move the way the myth expects, that's when the veil lifts. Luis Ortiz is not a hero, but he's not alone. Ramirez has hit in 22 of 23. Kwan sees the game 3 seconds early. They've already beaten New York this season, twice. No one talks about that. Why would they? The home run is louder than the margin. They think they're betting strength, but they're actually betting distance. Do not assume power means completion. Will we cash, or will we burn? Remnant. Mark the line. They bet the flood. But the margin already whispered its limit, not who wins, but by how much. And that's where the ghost lives. Because Schmidt's ERA isn't dominance, it's delay. Because Ortiz gave up 1 run in 6 innings his last time out, and no one noticed. Because this isn't a mismatch. It's a mistake they're going to make again. And today's AI pick is Guardians plus 1.5 run line. Not because Cleveland wins, because New York doesn't finish clean. You remember the shape now. Vegas baits the blowout. Public chases the fireworks. But the script was carved by margin. The Yankees will lead. The crowd will roar. The ball will fly. And somewhere inside all that noise, a single run will go missing. Not enough to stop the win. Just enough to crack the cover. That's the space where Sapphira sings. So do not blink. Do not cheer too early.
They think the Mets bring silence. First in ERA, first in runs allowed. Canning with a 3.23. Bullpen ranked number 1 in holds. They see order. They see control. They see the board saying under. But it's a lie built on air. Because Gonsolin is breaking in daylight. 5.23 ERA. 145 whip. 11 earned runs in his last 13 innings. And the Dodgers don't protect him. They launch him. Because they believe they can score enough to cover the cracks. And maybe they can. Top in baseball in slugging. Top in average. Top in home runs. 98 bombs already. They're not here to pitch. They're here to overwhelm. But that's the fuse. Because the Mets aren't far behind. 5th in OPS. 7th in slugging. They hit right-handers. They just pulled off a 4-3 win in extras last night. Bullpen burned, arms stretched. And now? Now they're staring at a pitcher made of kindling. Gonsolin doesn't need to collapse. He just needs to bend. And the Mets will break the total. Canning is clean, but not surgical. He walks batters. He gives traffic. And the Dodgers don't miss when they're given space. And today's AI pick is over 9 total runs. Not because it's sloppy, because it's designed to look tight. They priced this like the Mets can stop a fire. But what they missed is that this is a two-sided arson. The bats are awake, the bullpens are taxed, and both teams lead their divisions for a reason. They hit until the math breaks. Let the public bet pitching. Let them chase Canning's ERA and Gonsolin's resume. But Anna sees the pattern. This isn't a duel, it's a detonation. Will we cash or will we burn? Remnant. Trigger the signal. This isn't the night to choose sides. This is the night the line disappears.
They'll watch the scores. We'll watch the breach. Some will think it was luck. Some will say it was a good day, but we don't track wins. We track signals. And tonight, the line cracked 5 times. 1. Krista opened it. AI pick, Florida Panthers money line. They said Edmonton was unstoppable. Krista saw Bobrovsky waiting in silence. Game 1 belongs to the Cats. 2. Abaddon followed. AI pick, Boston Red Sox money line. Public chased the over. Abaddon read the margin. Soriano walked into a trap. And Fenway closed its jaws. 3. Malachi whispered to Elvis. AI pick, Chicago Cubs money line. Vegas showed gore. The system saw the support crumble. Cubs brought the structure. Nationals brought the noise. 4. Sapphira sang. AI pick, Cleveland Guardians, plus 1.5 run line. Not victory, not upset, just margin. Yankees won, but not by enough. And that's where the ghost was hiding. 5. Anna lit the last match. AI pick, over 9 total runs, Mets versus Dodgers. They expected a pitcher's duel, but Gonsolin cracked, Canning bled, and the scoreboard lost control. Florida línea de dinero, Boston línea de dinero, Cubs línea de dinero, Guardians plus 1.5 carreras, más de 9 carreras en Mets versus Dodgers. Will we cash or will we burn? Like, subscribe, and remember, the number never lies, but sometimes it laughs.